Welcome everybody in. It's Gatatuli here. We're gonna do, excuse my text message tone. We're gonna do another NFL mock draft for the 2024 draft coming up. Um, Probably I don't know how many rounds I'll do. Probably just one tonight. Um, I don't know. A lot of things have been changing, at least in the draft world, with how the teams have fallen now that the season is starting to wrap up here. More teams are locked into their draft position, so um, we're gonna make it a quick one real fast. So without further ado, let's just get into it. I'm using Walk the Mock. I actually paid for this service for once because I thought that there was gonna be like a ton of so Walk the Mock. You can actually go on and draft with other online users. So if I pick the Steelers, say my team, um, everybody picks a team, and then you just make the Steelers picks while they make the other ones, and it seemed pretty cool. So I purchased it and go on to look at online drafts, and there's like none, like nobody's doing this shit. So like every once in a while you'll get a draft that's like actually completely full with all 32 players, GMs. Um, Most of the time I go in there, there's nothing. So that's pretty upsetting that I spent $30 to have some fun with that, and there's no lobbies to do it with other people. But it is what it is. But let's just get started here. So Chicago Bears, we're just gonna do first round only. We might dabble with trades. We'll see what we want to do about that. But as far as the Bears pick, you know, I'd like to do something fun. Maybe move out of there with if they decide to keep Justin Fields. Um, but most people have them selecting Caleb Williams here, restart the quarterback clock, and trade Fields away, get some draft capital in return for him to further better the team, and get yourself a quarterback in the first round. You get him with that 5th-year option, and it's going to be a lot cheaper than paying Justin Fields right now. So that seems to be the route that most take. I don't believe, yeah. So I don't believe. Let's just, for the sake of argument, I haven't tried it yet. Um, Whatever. Let's just do. Um, it doesn't matter. Let's just pick Atlanta. Okay, so it only has the draft picks to trade. You can't actually trade a player, which is pretty stupid if you ask me for this site. So maybe Walk the Mock get with the program. I was gonna maybe do a Justin Fields trade, but you can't actually trade the player on this site. So whatever, it is what it is. We're going Caleb Williams, number one overall to the Bears. You know, it's for at least my opinion, because that's how this draft is going to be. It's my opinion. Um, Justin Fields. Do you believe he's going to get you to a Super Bowl and win it? Is he a good quarterback? Let's say he's in the top half. Like he's serviceable for sure, no doubt about it. But I think you're looking for that next Mahomes, that next Josh Allen, that next Lamar Jackson, whatever it is, whatever your cup of tea, right? But you're looking for that franchise guy that is going to lead the team to the promised land. I don't think Justin Fields does that for you. I think Caleb Williams possibly could. You take a stab at it in hopes that that is the case. Washington, going to be the same typical thing here. They're going to go with Drake May. Maybe. I don't know. I've been thinking about pumping Daniels above May. Um, I don't know. I think that I I personally think that the draft community is gonna. He's already been pumped up to this point to be possibly the third quarterback taken. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up going second. To be honest with you, um, the North Carolina Tar Heels didn't have the greatest season this past college season. Jaden Daniels, obviously LSU didn't make it super far either, but my point is he won the Heisman. You know what I mean? He was excellent throwing the football. Um, Drake May was highly touted before the season started, maybe halfway through, whatever you want to say. I think Jaden Daniels might end up just passing him as far as like what you're getting. I mean, I think you're just getting a more well-rounded player as far as the ability to scramble if need be, and he can still throw the ball down the field, make all the throws. Um, he had 40 touchdown passes this season, 4 interceptions with at a 72% completion rate, where Drake May had 24 touchdowns, 9 picks, 63% completion rate. I'm not basing everything off of those just statistics, but technically Jaden Daniels did have a better year. We're going to go Jaden Daniels to the Washington Commanders. At number 2, we're going to get a little spicy in this one. Not that it's, other people have done it, but I've already taken Jaden Daniels too. I think Drake May is going to slip a little. Not much, but we're just going to take a stab at the New England Patriots being one of the teams that either tries to jump in on Justin Fields or like signs a Kirk Cousins. Maybe they just get a placeholder until they find that guy that they really, really want. I apologize for that. Keep going off, but yeah. So I don't know. We're just gonna mess around, see what we can make shake. Because I've never had Drake May dropping out of the top 5, just because teams need quarterbacks. But we're gonna say that they don't want to miss out on getting a player like Marvin Harrison Jr. They need receiver help pretty badly. So maybe they go all in on Marvin this year. Maybe sign somebody like I said, like a Kirk Cousins, hold you over until you get back up in the top 5 to take your guy maybe next season or what have you. So we're gonna go Marvin Harrison Jr. for the Patriots there at 3. The Arizona Cardinals are now on the board. Could go a couple different ways. You could go with a tackle. They need receivers also. Pretty much their entire defense needs filled with talent. So it's really up to you. I might want to possibly trade out of this now, the way that this has fallen, if I'm the Cardinals, because I'm sure there's a team that's going to want to move up for Drake May at this point, and at this point, Marvin Harrison Jr. is gone. You could take Malik Neighbors and still be cool. You could take Joe Alt and still be cool, but I think because they do have so many needs that maybe it would be smart to move back. So let's move back and trade out of this spot. Who would be willing to move up to get Drake May? You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to go. I'm going to go with the Minnesota Vikings. Surprise, surprise. So this is on the basis that they don't sign Kirk Cousins. He hits free agency and Patriots grab him or something like that, like we talked about earlier. I'm going to have him move up from 11 to 4. It's going to take a first. Obviously, you're going to swap first. It's going to take their second, and maybe we'll do like a 6th, a 4th. Basically they have the I'm not big on the trade stuff, what values it would take to move up, but they do have this little chart here. Well, not chart, but it's basically like a points total for how much points these picks are worth. So obviously this is the first pick's worth 1,800 of those. So we're gonna make sure that we get somewhat equal value. So whatever, they have to trade their first 3 picks. That's fine. Okay, they're trading their first, their second, and their 4th in order to go up and get Drake May, because they do need that quarterback of the future. Why not go get it right now? You're not losing that much. Second round pick is, sure, feels like a lot, but you can make do. It's worth going and getting your guy. So Minnesota Vikings going to trade up from 11 to 4 just to snag Drake May there at 4. All right. The Los Angeles Chargers are on the board. You go receiver if, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, you need to get younger in that department. Plus, most of the time, either one of those guys is hurt usually. So, yeah, they just need more weapons there. They tried to address it last year with Quentin Johnston. He does not really look like he's panning out too well. So, I think it's smart to just go, you know, if Malik Neighbors wasn't here, I'd probably take Bowers, but because Malik Neighbors is there, I just don't think you want to pass on a receiver of that talent. If Marvin Harrison Jr. wasn't in this draft, Malik Neighbors probably be the top receiver. So we're gonna grab him there for the Chargers. Get Justin Herbert a nice weapon, young weapon. All right, New York Giants up. Kind of stuck on the idea that um, they're going to stick with Evan Neal at tackle. There's been talks about kicking him into guard and then running one of these other tackles in the draft, which I think could be, a good idea as well. But you spent first round draft capital on Neal. I think you just ride it out, see what you got. Um, as far as their receiver room goes, it's not looking good. You went out, you got Waller, so I'm not like super crazy about Brock Bowers. Not that Waller has his downsides to him as well, but I just think you need to get some receiving weapons. And this is the last guy in my top tier, is Rome Odunze. So I'm going to take Rome Odunze here for the Giants at 6. 7, it's tackle. It's always been tackle. It's always going to be tackle. Joe Alt's going to go to the Titans. They need to address the line badly and keep Will Levis on his feet if you want to see what you got with him. All right, the Falcons are up. Going to probably be a defensive player for me. You could go with an edge, D-line, corner, basically wherever you want to go. A lot of people have Dallas Turner mocking here at pick 8. I personally, I like Dallas Turner, but I just think that, like, long-term Jared Verse is just going to be better. So I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to getting somebody to go alongside AJ Terrell on the other side, the corner. Pick whatever top corner you want. I just think pass rush is where it needs to be. They've struggled to rush the passer for years. We're going to go Jared Verse here at pick 8 for the Falcons. All right. The Bears are back up here with the 9th pick, so we already nabbed Caleb Williams. Probably going to, with those 3 top receivers gone, we could probably address receiver, get another one just a little bit later. And I think you go out and attack one of these edges right now. You just traded for Josh Sweat. And, he's come in and done, not Josh Sweat, I'm sorry, the other one. But he's come in and done a very good job for you. You still need that other edge player on the other side. So we're going to go Dallas Turner here at pick 9 for Chicago. Montez Sweat, sorry. Okay, Jets are up, and with Olu Fashanu still sitting here, line has been their issue as well. You have Aaron Rodgers for, I guess, one more year. Well, you didn't even really have him this year, but, he's going to be your quarterback next year. So if you're going to make a run, got to keep him standing on his feet and so he doesn't tear his ACL again. So we're going to go Olu Fashanu here for the Jets at pick 10. All right, Cardinals up at 11, and I'm cool with it, man, because they're still going to end up with a nice player here. Moved down, gathered a couple picks because they didn't really need to take Malik Neighbors right there. So now they're going to still be able to sit here and pick. For me, it's probably going to be whatever corner that you like the most. They need help in that department. They need help everywhere, of course, but or you go defensive interior and build up the defensive line real quick, because there are some decent corners in this draft. Maybe you could get one with that second pick that you acquired from the Vikings. Same thing with receiver, they could go receiver with that second pick. Who do I like? I don't know. I'm having trouble deciding between who my top corner is. I'm a big fan of Nate Wiggins, and Terrion Arnold. Kool-Aid's up there for me, but I think that I have the other two higher. So it's kind of between Wiggins and Arnold. And to be honest, I'm kind of thinking Arnold here. Um, yeah, let's go. We're just gonna go. I just see. I don't know. I don't know who I want. Could take Johnny Newton, but I think I kind of like Byron Murphy a little more. But it might be a little early for Murphy if you ask me. Um, hmm. I don't know. Top edge rushers are falling away here. Maybe we just go get Latu. Yeah, I'm gonna get Latu for the Cardinals there. Good, it's good value. I mean, the only reason he really ever falls is because, or in this case, he's the third edge taken. Only reason he ever really falls is because of that neck injury he had. Teams are gonna shy away from that a little bit. Still the most productive edge in college last year. Um, you move down, you still get a top tier player like that, blue chipper. So yeah, I'm okay with that. All right, the Broncos up, and there's a lot of great players here. Um, I just think that like the pressing need right now for them is obviously quarterback. They purposefully sat Russell Wilson the last couple games last year to ensure he wouldn't get hurt so that he could be released from the team. Um, yeah, they're moving on without him, and your backup is Jarrett Stidham. I don't think you're rolling with Stidham next year. So if you're not jumping in on like a Justin Fields or like Kirk Cousins, like I mentioned before, one of those guys, I think you just got to go get quarterback with this first pick to ensure that nobody else might snag the next one, and then you're out of luck. Because I personally don't think Michael Penix or JJ McCarthy are first round quarterbacks. I do have a first round grade though on Bo Nix. I really do think that Bo Nix could turn out to be one of the better quarterbacks in this draft. Um, so with my assumption on that, I think he's the last top tier quarterback available. I'm not a big fan of Penix at all. JJ McCarthy barely threw the ball in college. I think he could, I think somebody could train him up. Um, but he's more of like a second round pick for me, right? He's going to have to sit behind somebody, learn, um, work on his mechanics and whatnot. And I think JJ McCarthy will be a better quarterback than Michael Penix eventually, just not right out of the gate. Bo Nix is there for me, so I'm going Bo Nix to the Broncos there at 12. Okay, Raiders are up, and as I said before, Penix and McCarthy aren't worth it in the first round when you have this talent available sitting here. So for the Raiders, um, I think I think the defense matters a lot. Um, yeah, that or you just you go. It's hard to say go Brock Bowers. He's sitting there. It would be kind of nice, but you just took Michael Mayer last year. I don't think you're gonna just move on from him that quickly. So we're gonna go Nate Wiggins here for the Raiders. And now we got the Saints up, and it's gonna be J.C. Latham tackle for the Saints. Most people mock that. It's because that's a need. And only other position I would go right there for them is maybe wide receiver, because they need somebody other than Chris Olave um, to catch the ball. But um, Latham, we're getting towards the end of the higher tackle range, so you might as well get one now. Receiver's pretty deep in this class. You can dress one later. All right, Indianapolis Colts are up here at pick 15. Um, I kind of like the idea of going corner for them as well. I've been going corner a lot. I'm also uh, interested in going wide receiver to have somebody with Michael Pittman, and you've got Josh Downs that you can have him run in the slot, and I'm going to do it for him. I'm going to go with Brian Thomas Jr. going to the Colts there at 15, and maybe we can get a corner with the next pick for them. All right, Seattle Seahawks up at 16 now, and I think this is about the range I'm cool with pumping up my boy Byron Murphy. They need defensive interior line help. Byron Murphy is going to go there at 16 to the Seahawks. Jacksonville Jaguars up at 17. They really like their tight ends. I could even went Brock Bowers for the Colts there because they could use an elite tight end. But I do like the Brian Thomas Jr. pick. You got someone that can extend the field. Pittman's your bigger body receiver. This guy has some more speed there, and is your deep threat on the other side. I like that very much so. So it's fine that we passed on Bowers. He's a tight end. Most likely, he should fall. Kyle Pitts went really high for the Falcons. Maybe teams shy away from that because Kyle Pitts hasn't panned out to be what we thought he would be. So I digress. Jaguars up here at pick 17. It's going to be their offensive line with Fuaga or Mims or one of these corners. I think there's been a lot of tackles go off the board. So maybe you want to stick with the corner class because there's only been Nate Wiggins to this point. Go get your guy. Cooper DeJean could be a good pickup. But in this case, I'm going to go with like I said, I'm between Nate Wiggins and Terrion Arnold for my corner one. So I'm going to go Terrion Arnold here to the Jacksonville Jaguars at pick 17. Pick 18. This is where I guess the Brock Bowers fall will stop. I'd really like to go tackle for them with Fuaga or Mims. But Bowers being there, I don't know how you not take him. So we're going to go Brock Bowers there to the Bengals. All right, the Rams are up at pick 19. They could use edge, corner, tackle. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with the corners because edge has fallen off a little bit. Chop Robinson's a little raw. Braylon Trice, I'm okay with him. Not like a super fan or anything. We're getting a little bit thin there. So let's stick with these top corners and go get them somebody to replace years ago, Jalen Ramsey walking out the door. There hasn't been a top corner there since. So let's get... I like Cooper DeJean more, but I think Kool-Aid McKinstry is just a hit pick because I think he's I'm not saying he's going to be the best corner in this draft, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be good. So it's kind of a safer pick, just ensuring that you get a guy that you know is just going to be solid as shit. So we're going to go Kool-Aid McKinstry there for the Rams. Steelers on the clock at pick 20, and I don't really care what anybody says. It's got to be, we got to fix the offensive line, guys. It's got to be. I mean, you're not in position to take any quarterbacks. You could take a swing at Penix or McCarthy here at 20, but I don't think they just give up on Kenny Pickett that quick. Maybe they do. I don't know. I don't know what the answers are, but I know one damn thing, and it's that you got to fix the offensive line. So for me, I'm going to go grab Amarius Mims here at tackle for the Steelers and get Broderick Jones' old running mate. We're going to move Jones to the left tackle, put Mims at right tackle, and at least they have some instant chemistry there. Moving on to the Dolphins here at pick 21. Yeah, they could use some line help, which I think I might end up just doing. I think I'm going to go Talise Fuaga here for the Dolphins because they could use a tackle or a guard, and I think he could play either, so whichever one you want to shove him in at, you could just plug and play him right there. So Philadelphia Eagles here at pick 22. It's going to be Cooper DeJean. They need corner. There's been a bunch that come off already. We're going to go get Cooper DeJean. He can play safety. He can play corner. They kind of need both. So, yeah, another situation. Plug and play him wherever you need him. I love Cooper DeJean. If we didn't need line so bad for the Steelers, offensive line, I would have took Cooper DeJean right there. All right, the Houston Texans on the board. Not going to make no fuss about it. It's great value for Johnny Newton here at pick 23, where they need defensive interior line. Plug them right in there. Byron Murphy is just squeaking in my rankings above Newton. So I think either one you get, you're gonna be happy with. Johnny Newton's comparison is kind of like the Kalijah Cansey last draft. He's smaller, defensive interior, but he gets to the quarterback, pressures, what you want. He's not going to be a nose tackle by any means. He's not going to be just stuffing the hell out of runs, but he's a great interior player for you there. And they just, DeMeco Ryans is going to want to build that defense up. We're already seeing it. Will Anderson Jr. last year. You could use another edge possibly, but you go and get your interior guy now. Figure that out later. All right. Dallas Cowboys here at pick 24. They could use line. I've been giving them Jordan Morgan a lot for a tackle. But I think I'm going to be a little bit more fun this time around. We're going to go give them a wide receiver because Brandon Cooks, you brought him in there. He's a little on the older side. I think you could upgrade upon him and get somebody to help CeeDee Lamb out. And with CeeDee Lamb being like a more of a speedy, tall still, but wide receiver. I'm trying to decide between Keon Coleman and Troy Franklin here. Going to the Cowboys, either that or even A.D. Mitchell. Really just depends on what you're into. I was kind of trying to think of maybe more of like a combat catch type of receiver like Keon Coleman that can go up and get it. Not going to be your fastest guy or swiftest guy, but kind of similar to a Michael Pittman role. I think because you have the speedier CeeDee Lamb, you had a speedy Brandon Cooks. Maybe you just get someone that you can, in a pinch, you put it up in the air and he can go get it. Let's go Keon Coleman there for the Cowboys at 24. 25, we got the Packers on the clock. Excuse me. I think it's going to be secondary here, probably for sure. They definitely get beat on the back end, whether you want to go safety and take the first safety off the board, which Cam Kinchins is my number one safety. You could go him there. You could go Quinion Mitchell or Kamari Lassiter, whichever one you like. I think the only reason he's down the board is because he played for Toledo and they didn't see the competition level that some of these other guys did. But Quinion Mitchell is a ball hawk, dude. I mean, he's constantly picking passes off. I mean, he had 18 pass defenses last season. Granted, the one interception, but still, he's always around the ball. He's gonna get more picks than he had this past season. But 18 pass breakups, like him getting his hand in there and knocking the ball out, like that's tops the class. So we're gonna go grab him there at 25 to play along Jair Alexander. Okay, now we got the Buccaneers up here at 26. They could use edge. I don't know if Mike Williams is going to be gone or not. You could possibly throw a dart at one of these wide receivers. But right now we know that they do need the edge position. I'm just going to take the upside of Chop Robinson there for the Buccaneers. Definitely going to have to groom him a little bit, but I think he will. Penn State players just always end up being good. I always say that in most of my videos, but they just do. Defensive Penn State players, they're just good, usually. All right. Cardinals back on the clock here at 27. We already took Liatu Latu with their first pick. So we already got the edge position. They haven't listed linebacker, which is completely false. So with Lassiter here, I think we go Lassiter. Yeah. I think maybe we can nab because they have like the third pick of the second round. Maybe we get receiver there and give them a receiving option. But I think while we can still get Lassiter here, I think we go get one of those corners. Yeah, let's do it. Kamari Lassiter goes to the Cardinals there at 27. Chiefs are up. It's going to be wide receiver. And you know what? I'm going Xavier Legette for the Chiefs. I just think big body wide receiver, fast, freaky athlete. You know, I think he's going to be a big target and a fast target for Mahomes to throw the ball to. If it wouldn't have been him, I probably would have went like Troy Franklin. Even Xavier Worthy, I can make a case for because he's kind of similar to like a Tyreek Hill, a smaller receiver, fast as shit. Maybe you just keep sending him on downfield plays. Because, you know, Rice is already kind of like a bigger guy, but I think you're getting both of those things with Legette. You're getting the height and the speed. So take him there. 29 for the Bills. I'm also going to go wide receiver here for them. Troy Franklin. We're going to grab Troy Franklin there to go alongside of Diggs because I don't know if Gabe Davis is going to be gone. If he isn't, you could even throw Troy Franklin in the slot. Maybe Diggs is gone. He's been complaining because that's all that Diggs ever did. You were on the Minnesota Vikings, top wideout. Kirk Cousins throwing you the ball a lot. You bitched about it. You went to the Bills. Now you're with one of the best quarterbacks in the entire league. You're still bitching about it. I don't know what you want, man. I don't know what you want. All right. Lions up here at pick 30. I'm a little upset because I really wanted to go corner for them, and we kind of just raped the corner class a little bit. I mean, there's still some valuable ones left. But I think with like just the value of like Braylon Trice sitting here, probably gonna take him and go play the other edge position across from Aiden Hutchinson. All right, now you got the 49ers up. For me, it's going to be either Cam Kitchens at safety or either Graham Barton or Faltanu for their line. So they're both listed as tackle. Both of them probably a guard in the NFL. They need guard anyways. They need tackle anyways. So either way you slice it, you know, maybe they pan out at tackle. I don't know. If worst case they don't, you have a very nice guard there. So we're running out of like top tier offensive linemen as well. I think maybe we just go get one right now. It's going to be Troy Faltanu for me there at 31. All right, and the last pick here for the Baltimore Ravens. Not going to make too much of a case about it. We are going wide receiver, and it's going to be A.D. Mitchell to the Ravens. Because Odell Beckham's probably gone. You got Zay Flowers. You had A.D. Mitchell starting to build a nice receiving core for Lamar Jackson. And that's where I'm going to stop this one today. This thing will go on for 7 rounds if I let it. But just wanted to make a quick short video, do a quick first round mock real quick. Maybe tomorrow, maybe this weekend, we'll see. I'll hop in and shit, I'll do a whole 7 round. I don't care. I like doing it. It's fun, but I just wanted to run one off real quick just to get a video out for you guys. I haven't made one in a few weeks regarding the draft and stuff. So, yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, and we're gonna keep playing with stuff, switching some stuff around. Like earlier, I was doing one like I didn't make a video about it, but I had Minnesota actually trading up to the #1 overall pick with the Bears to go get their future with Caleb Williams. That'd be kind of crazy having Caleb Williams reunite with what's his name? You know who I'm talking about. Jordan Addison. Yeah, reunite with Jordan Addison and have Justin Jefferson on the other side. I mean, that would just be kind of crazy. Um, so that'd be cool, you know. Maybe we'll have the Raiders get gutsy because they've been just in search of a quarterback for since I was born. Yeah, we'll see. We'll play around with it, but for now, that's going to be my draft here. Just first round draft. Just to recap, we had the Bears go Caleb Williams at 1, Jaden Daniels top Drake May there at 2 for the Washington Commanders. We opted out a quarterback for the Patriots, went with Marvin Harrison Jr. Arizona Cardinals traded down with the Minnesota Vikings for the Vikings to come up and grab Drake May. Then we had Malik Nabers to the Chargers, Rome Odunze to the Giants, Joe Alt to the Titans, Jared Verse to the Falcons. Dallas Turner goes to Chicago, Olu Fashanu goes to the Jets. With that 11th pick swap there, Liatu Latu still ends up with the Cardinals. We got Bo Nix going to the Broncos, Nate Wiggins to the Raiders, J.C. Latham to the Saints, Brian Thomas going to the Colts, Byron Murphy goes to the Seahawks, Terrion Arnold to the Jaguars, Brock Bowers ends up with the Bengals, Kool-Aid McKinstry goes to the Rams, Amarius Mims to the Steelers, Talise Fuaga to the Dolphins, Cooper DeJean ends up in Philly, Johnny Newton goes to the Texans, Keelan Coleman to the Cowboys, Kenyon Mitchell goes to the Packers, Chop Robinson to the Bucks, Kamari Lassiter to the Cardinals. We've got Xavier Legette going to the Chiefs, Troy Franklin to the Bills. Braylon Trice ends up with Detroit. Troy Faltanu goes to the 49ers, and A.D. Mitchell goes to the Baltimore Ravens. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a good night.